Okay, this is section 7.8, and this is about noise pollution. Noise pollution and also light pollution, which is not in the CED but is also important, are two things that we don't usually think about as air pollution, but they really do contribute to overall pollution. So let's see how noise pollution affects people, animals, ecosystems, and you. Okay, first of all, what is noise pollution? It's basically sound at a level high enough to cause you stress, physiological stress, and also hearing loss. It may not be all at once, but it may be over time. Have you ever been in a really stressful place where it was just too loud and it caused you some kind of stress? Then we can qualify that as noise pollution. What are the sources of noise pollution? Domestic activity, industrial activity, transportation, construction. You can see these guys are doing jackhammering in the street. Can you imagine living here? This airplane is landing right over top of these houses. Does anyone live near an airport? That might be a problem of noise pollution for you. In a factory, in your job, in any kind of situation where you just constantly are exposed to too much noise. These are examples of noise levels. You can actually get a noise decibel meter on your phone as an app. I have one. You could turn it on in the classroom or wherever you are, and you can see what are the levels of noise that I'm usually exposed to on a daily basis. A rocket launch here on this graphic is 180 decibels. A quiet office is about 40 decibels. On this chart on the right, it tells you the decibel level of different activities and how many days or how many hours per day you could be exposed to these at a safe level. So you can see breathing is a 10, very low noise level. Quiet office is a 50, alarm clock 75, noisy restaurant 70, a blender 100. You should only listen to something that high, a max of 2 hours a day. A motorcycle, orchestra, 1 hour a day. What are some of the really loud ones? Disco, loud bar, shotgun, cymbal crash, rock concert. It tells you kind of if you get to 160 decibels, your eardrums can burst, and 190 decibels is the loudest possible sound ever. So this can all contribute to your long-term health. What do you think made the loudest sound in recorded history? Take a guess. I'm going to stop and think for a second. What do you think it was? Stop the video if you want to think about it, and we will talk about it. Okay, did you make a guess? The loudest sound in recorded history was the sound made by the Krakatoa volcanic eruption, 1883. So loud, it ruptured the eardrums of people 40 miles away, traveled around the world 4 times, was clearly heard 3,000 miles away. That's a pretty loud sound. We were not around to hear that. Okay, what does sound noise pollution do to you, people? There are effects of noise exposure on children. Cognitive effects contribute to noise pollution, and what this can do to you cognitively, to your brain, is it could produce difficulty in speech development. Children might not be able to develop their speech as efficiently as they should. You could have impaired language comprehension, poor memory, poor reading ability, hearing loss, high blood pressure, endocrine hormone imbalance, stress and anxiety, lack of motivation, hyperactivity. Did you know all these things could be caused by noise? So if you have children that you know who are exposed to a lot of noise, this is a danger for them. What about other organisms besides people? Let's take a look at the animals here in these pictures. Noise can cause stress for animals. It could mask the sounds that they use to communicate and or hunt. A lot of animals use sound to hunt for their prey or to communicate with each other while hunting or just to communicate with each other. It can cause damaged hearing for animals. It could change migratory routes of birds. So this graphic shows you here in the air how noise pollution can affect birds. On land, how noise pollution can affect like amphibians, and in the ocean, how noise pollution can affect sensitive animals such as dolphins who do use echolocation to communicate with each other. So, what are the noises that these organisms are exposed to? In the air, the birds are exposed to things like airports, gas wells, transportation. On land, there's traffic and construction and cities and just general noise like that. In the ocean, you have sonar from underwater ships or regular ships. You have ship noises and you have oil and gas exploration. All of these cause noise and are harmful to animals. This is kind of a graphic that shows you an especially harmful thing, which is exposure of noise to marine mammals. So we're talking about killer whales and dolphins and other whales and big marine mammals, especially affected by the use of sonar. This is because sound carries further through the water than it does through the air. So you see who's making the sonar noises in this graphic. A sonar platform, a submarine, a survey vessel, and a commercial vessel. The propeller for these big ships that carry containers and ship goods across the ocean are above 180 decibels. And if sound travels much further in the water, then a killer whale or a dolphin swimming by is going to hear that really well, really far away. So it's going to affect them, and it's just going to be a constant noise disturbance to them. There's lots of headlines here. You can go look up headlines. Go look up some news headlines and see if you can find something about dolphins or whales struggling from noise pollution. Dolphins struggle against noise pollution. Underwater pile driving causes noise responses in squid, not mammals, but squid. And then another headline here, ocean uproar, saving marine life from a barrage of noise. Now take a look at this picture right here. It's a tiny little dolphin. And you know how big a dolphin is, bigger than you. And look how small he is compared to this really large ship going by. So it's just a problem for these guys. Now, this link here that you can't get to from the video, but it's about ships, the sound of ships drowning out whale calls. I'll link that for you in the modules in Schoology, but it is a New York Times article. You may or may not be able to get to it. Okay, so this is a video here that we're going to watch, but we're going to watch it in Schoology, and so you're not going to see it here, but I'm going to send it to you, actually not in Schoology, but as an ed puzzle. It is a New Yorker video essay on how sound affects people and animals, and you can take a look at that and look for that on Schoology in Edpuzzle. And that is basically sound pollution. Think about ways that sound has affected you.